Hello, my lovely wishes. It's Holly. Welcome to Dandelion Stitches. Welcome if you're new. Welcome if you're back again. Happy to have you. How is everybody? It's Monday. It's another week. What's up? What you working on? How's life? It's good here. We're still dealing with the darks and glooms of winter, but it's okay. Spring will come, and if it would just snow a little, I would be happy. But in today's video, we are going to make one of these. It is a project pouch, and it is minus a zipper. For those of you who have the fear of zipper, which I completely understand, a zipper is, it's one of those things you got to make friends with. And I would encourage you to do so, because boy, it opens up all kinds of worlds of things that you can do with the zipper. And now they have zippers, like By Annie zippers, Sally Tomato zippers, that are wider. The cloth part of the zipper is wider, so it makes it so much easier, and it's okay. But if you don't feel like it, that's okay, because we can make them with drawstrings. So everything that you'll need is going to be in the beginning of the video. You can make these in any size. This is just a random size I chose, but you can make it however you like. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Let's make us a pouch. Okay, for our drawstring pouch, we are going to need a cutting implement, rotary cutter, scissors, whatever makes you happy, measuring tool, marking something. I like friction pens. You use whatever makes you happy. Pins, binder clips, blind faith, whatever you usually use to, hold things together. And something to use for a drawstring. I just happen to have this little spool of ribbon that works really well for this color. I also really like twill tape. You can make your own. You can use cord. It's kind of, for me, it's just usually what I've got on hand. But if you're actually purchasing items, keep in mind you're going to need something to create your drawstring. You're going to need fabric, of course. And the fabric is, we're going to need 2 pieces of exterior and 2 pieces of lining. And keep in mind that if your fabric is directional, I prefer my direction to be up and down in the bag. This will be the, these are the sides, top, bottom. If you don't care, it's all good. So 2 of the exterior, 2 of the lining, and thread, machine, and I think we're off to the races. So this is a very quick, very simple drawstring project bag. Awesome for carrying around your smaller projects. You could make this any size. You can make it gigmundo for a big one. You can make them little and tiny for a cute little gift idea. You can do, but for me, for this project, we're doing 14 inches tall by 12 inches across. 14 by 12. Random number, just seemed like a good idea at the time. This is so not regimented sewing. This is, let's make something cool sewing. So we're going to start with, doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to start with my exterior. So right sides together. We're going to grab a pin and pin her up. And we're going to sew all the way around. Now I'm using a 1/4 inch seam, just like a, if I were making a quilted something. But as long as you're consistent in what you use, so if you're going to use a 1/2 inch seam, as long as you use that in everything, that's fine. As you can see here, I have not done the best job in making sure they're both the exact same size. Probably because I didn't press them until after I cut them, which is bad sewing quilting behavior, but you just make it work. So pin, 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 and I'm just going to keep my pin in, and then I'm going to go and sew. Now, that's the exterior. Across the bottom. Now, the interior, the lining, right sides together, but this time we're going to sew, because we need to turn this right side out in the end. We're going to leave an opening at the bottom, maybe 3 inches. So I'm going to sew from here over, up, from here over, up, so that there's a space in the middle so we can turn it right side out when the time comes. So I like to put pins there just to remind myself that we're going to start here and here and leave things open. So I'm going to go sew and I will be back. If you want to see more of the sewing portions, please say so. I just figure we're sewing straight seams here. You probably don't need to watch me do that. But if you would like to see the stitching portions, just say so. I aim to please. So now we are going to box the bottoms. We boxed bottoms with the basket that we did last week. Same deal. We're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to open up. Come on. I said open up. We're gonna get it. You know what? I'm gonna trim this little corner off just a little bit. Makes it just a little bit easier to box the corners. Okay. Try it again. Going to get it all nice and laid out. I'm going to try to feel the seams, try to make sure that the seams are fairly close together down there. We're going to bring it up against a line marker. Really good. Okay, there it is. We're going to take our little measuring straight edge thing. I'm going to come in 2 inches. I'm going to lay the straight edge. In 2 inches. Yes. Take your marking implement. Draw a nice line. Grab a pin. Just to hold things together. Same thing on this side. Come on, open up. I am not putting any kind of interfacing in this. You could also put batting in between, well, up against one of them. You could use quilting, like an orphan block. You could make something cute to use for your bag. You could strip quilt it. I mean, we're just doing the basics. So we're up against the line. We're going to measure back 2 inches. 1, 2. Draw a line. Stick a pin. And that's the lining. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the exterior. Oh. Just a little. Okay, you really don't need to watch me do this because you saw me do the other one. So I'll be back. I think I was a really lame teacher there. I don't think that I said so. That after you've made the line, that you sew along the line. And I back tack on each side. Now I'm gonna just press out the line. It probably won't show through to the other side, but just, I don't know, you know, just to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna press those, especially this one, the lighter fabric. But it disappears like magic. Okay, so iron off. Now, we're going to trim these little wings off. Come on. There we go. I got it stuck. 1/4 inch, or as I've said frequently, whatever makes you happy. This one actually I think is going to be a 1/2 inch, because that's the, nope, yep, nope, I don't know. Normally I would do it a 1/4 inch. That's a 1/2 inch. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that you leave a fairly good amount so that there's no chance of something pressing through that corner. It probably would never happen, but Smokey the Bear would say safety first. Not that Smokey even knows how to sew. I don't know, maybe I'm selling him short. Maybe he does. Today I have Maxwell's Silver Hammer in my head. Beatles, circa, I don't know. Why did Maxwell have a silver hammer? Who gave that kid a hammer? And why is he so angry? I just don't know. But anyway, okay, so now we're going to turn the right side out. So we can see, look at that nice little boxed bottom. Gives it a nice little look. And then we're going to put it inside of the lining. Right sides together. In we go. So line up. I'm trying a different camera angle, so I'm not sure where you guys are. Line up your seams first. At least that's what I do. I nestle them first. Go around. Looks pretty good. I don't think I need a whole bunch of pins. All right, so I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew all the way around the top. If your machine has got an arm that, you know, pulls off so that you can do circular seams more easily, now would be a good time to utilize that. This is not a super small size, but, you know, it just makes it easier. Okay, so this is something I do. And this is not a, if you don't do this, all is lost kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. I think it just makes it a little bit easier when you turn it to get the edges all nice. I just pull the inside out. So, you know, you've got this little kind of tube thing. And I just press the seam a bit towards the dark. It's a habit. I just... It makes it just a little easier to make the top edge a little more clean. Okay, so now I'm gonna reach through the opening of the lining that you left open. Go all the way down, grab the bottom of the exterior, and just pull it right on through. All right, so now we've got this little opening here that needs to be closed. You can hand stitch it, you can glue it, you can do what I'm going to do. I am just going to take it to the machine and stitch it. So I'm going to press it first to get the seams to lay nice together. I'm going to just shove a quick pin in, and I am going to go to the machine and stitch that up. Alrighty. Now, normally I would say that, okay, if you want this to be reversible, then stitch this by hand, because even though it'll be on the bottom, it'll just be prettier. It'll just look nicer. So, okay, so now we're going to stick our lining into the exterior and create a bag. Okay, and then I usually go down and make sure we've got nice, there we go. All right, now we are going to press the top so that it's nice and clean. I guess I do kind of press the lining down just a hair so that it's, but I don't know if that's a big deal. Meaning I I leave just a tiny bit of the exterior showing at the top. Okay, we got a bag. Let's get rid of this. So now we're going to create the drawstring that we're going to run our ribbon through. Ooh, hot iron. So this is kind of personal preference. I like the top because we're gonna run it like along here. I like the top part to be about an inch. So you're gonna need to take your ruler and make sure you've got everything lined up nicely here. And whatever your marking pencil is. Got it. Okay. So then you're going to measure down an inch and draw a line. You're going to sew along this line. So yeah, you need to see it. That was not, I was trying to be light. That did not go so well. I think my pen is about to die. Come on. Not that I don't have more, but. All right, we're gonna flip it over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Draw that line. Is she a goner? Well, maybe enough for me to see. twist it. There we go. There we go. Good. Okay. So that's going to be your top line. Now, the next line down is going to have to be, is going to be contingent on what size of drawstring you're going to use. Now, my drawstring happens to be a 1/2 inch. But I don't want it to be, it's going to run twice. So it's not like I want to do a 1/2 inch here. I think I'll go ahead with another inch. I think that's the best idea. So I'm just going to measure down from the first line, another inch. And draw another line. Come on, pen, you can do it. Oh, now she's cooking. All right, so I'm going to go back to the machine. I am going to stitch both of these lines. Around we go. And then I'm going to come back and iron this off. Take the iron. Say bye-bye to those markings. Now, I have heard that friction pens may shadow or come back if it gets really cold, or any other little urban myths. I've never seen it happen, but you know, I'm a risk taker. I'm not really. Okay, so now you're going to find your very favorite seam ripper, and you're going to find your seams here on the sides. And you're just gonna slide that seam ripper in. And carefully release those stitches. Next side over. So let's get rid of you, dude. Okay, so like I said, I'm a risk taker. I am just fine with this being the way it is. If you are concerned about the fact that there are open seams here, and there are, like, you know, your selvage is going to be not sewn down, you can put a little fray check on it to keep it from fraying. It's fine. I mean, you do whatever works for you. I forgot one thing, and that is a safety pin. Safety pins. Where are you? All right. So now we need to determine how long we need the drawstring to be. So we're gonna measure across. Now, there's gonna be a knot. There's gonna be a knot at the end of this. So you're gonna wanna leave a pretty good amount in order to make the knot. You can always trim off the excess. I almost always overdo it, and that's just me. So then I go to the edge of the bag, flip it over, bring it back again, have it meet its sibling, chop it off. So this would be about 36 inches, approximately. So then you need another one the exact same length. Okay, then we take our safety pin, stick it on in there. Put it in the casing and just work it all the way around. Sometimes you have to do a little maneuvering when you get to the seam on the other side. Come on. Come on. Out you go. There we go. Okay. So this is side one. Same exact thing. Just keep on going right past the other side seam. And then, oh, this one behaved very nicely. Take out your pin. Line up your ends. Tie a good knot. Now, if you have pinking shears, this is a good time to make use of them. So it creates that little, it's a little less prone to fray that way. There it is. Is the bag. It's a bag. It's a bag. So you've got quite a bit of length to put, you know, things in. That's it. There are a million different ways that you can go about making a bag like this. Like I said, you could use a quilt block. You could put a bottom piece on it. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. But you could leave a bigger piece up here if you don't like it that short. You could make it shorter if you didn't like it this long. But that's the basics. So, see you at the other camera. Really easy. Really easy. And so many different things you could do with it. So many ways you could zhuzh it up. Or, I mean, you could even do it without the box bottom. That would make it like, I mean, that makes it like a 10-minute project. So I just wanted to show you here in mine. I've just got some yarn. Well, that's not helpful. I've just got some yarn in mine. I have 3 skeins in here, and there's room for plenty more. So that's it. That's it. For whoever requested this, I hope this is what you were looking for. Yeah, so be well, be safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.